Hi, today we continue to build our quotation. After filling the general part of the quotation, the package information means the group name, agent, program type, etc. We The first step that we need to go and to start to build our itinerary is the program tab. So when you click on the program tab, you will see this field where you have to insert the routes. You will see the list of the existing routes here on the left side. But here you will have, in this demo account, we have at this moment 17 routes, but it can be thousands and more. So you need first to filter the routes that you need. And you can do it by keywords. Here we have six fields to enter keywords that the routes contain, and we have two fields that where you can enter the keywords that should not be included in the route. Means the system will exclude these keywords from your routes, and we have also here options to filter by bus service to be half day, full day, and all this information is in the route. We'll see it now. We can filter by overnight city, where you want to have the overnight, in which city, the starting city where your route starts from, route category. Now let's go to one route, and you will see that all this information should be entered first in the route for you to be able to filter. Here the bus service, the starting city, where is the starting city, where is the overnight city, and the route category. You can categorize your routes, and either it's classic, religious, cultural, and then you can filter by route category. For example, we want to start with airport arrival, so I can put airport as a keyword, then enter or tab. Then you will filter, the system will filter the routes that contain airport as a visit. An airport, it doesn't matter where the keyword is, the system will just find the routes that contain. So here we can exclude the departure, for example, to be able to filter only the routes with that can have airport as a visit, and the system will exclude departure from the routes visit. Here you will see that each part of the route, each item itself is a visit. We call it visit. You have to have all this in the visits to be able to build the routes. How you add the route, here for every tab we have this plus bigger icon, which allows us to insert new items. For the hotels it can be new hotel, for restaurant it can be new restaurant. Now when I want to insert it, as this field is not active, system will not allow me to enter my route. And this is for every tab. We click on this green icon, and the field is active for the first day to be able to enter the route. When you click on the route for more details, actually it will take you to the route page. But to be able to insert, you just need to click on this arrow. So you click on it, and the route itself, the bus service, which is linked to the route, but you can always change it manually. The guide, that also should be linked to the routes, but if not, you can also add it or change it manually. This is the field for a guide accommodation. By default, you can have accommodation cost that should be entered already by your admin or someone who builds the database. But you can also enter the accommodation rate here. For example, we want $50, and to be able to calculate this cost, we have to tick this accommodation. This field is for guide accommodation. Oh, this is the guide cost, sorry. This is the guide service English guide, and the cost should be taken manually. This is the accommodation column when you need to if you have to arrange accommodation or pay the guide for the accommodation, you have to tick this checkbox, and the accommodation cost will so usually be will be by default. But if you want to change it manually, you can change. For example, now let's take 60. The system will take for this case only this 60 will be calculated only for this quotation, because what we change here, it will not affect on the default. By default, the contracted was the previous amount, but next time when I again check this checkbox for the next route, it will take the rate that is entered by default. And the next column is for driver accommodation. When you click on this, if you need the driver accommodation, but please note that driver accommodation is linked to the transportation tab, so we'll not see here the driver accommodation rate, but we have to decide it from here. Either we need guide accommodation or not. But the rate we'll see later. The transportation, here we see the accommodation for the guide, the accommodation rate for the guide, and driver accommodation. And this is route kilometer, how many kilometers they should this is this route. So when everything is ready, we click on insert icon. Okay, so and then we have again active field for the second day to enter our second route. How we the filter is the same. We can just reset the filters and refresh to be able to delete all the keywords and active search field that we have before. So the first day is airport arrival Amman overnight. So next day I want to be Amman hotel. I will start the route from Amman hotel, then enter. So here we have. Okay, I want to have the second overnight in Amman. So at the here I as an overnight city I will put Amman. Mm, so Amman hotel, Amman city tour, terrace visit, Amman overnight. So this is the route that I want for the next day. And here you will see that bus service is linked, the guide is linked, guide calls accommodation. I do not need to tick. When I tick, then the system will take the contracted rates. I do not need driver accommodation, and I click on insert. Please, yeah, please note that here we can delete the items one by one, or we can delete all the items. We'll see it later. So next one is again the starting city. I want to start from Amman, but the overnight city I want to be Aqaba or maybe Petra. Yeah. Okay, here you see that I have Amman city tour here in this route, so I will exclude Amman visit. So this is the route that I want, and this is full day. I want to have English guide and guide accommodation. And here So here I will exclude guide accommodation. You see that it uh, Yep. Here, when you click on guide accommodation, to be able to take the accommodation cost, please click on recalculate. Now we will explain the difference of these recalculate options. So this is the third night. It's easy to uh, refresh. So the starting city, I want to be Petra. And with Aqaba overnight. So we do not have Petra visit. This is the route that we want. Everything is clear. Accommodation is taken because it's outside Amman. So our route, our itinerary is for 5 days. So from Aqaba, we have departure. Okay, this is a demo database anyway, but here you could have any several options for airport departure. Now I will take Amman Hotel Amman Airport departure, and the system notifies that the current quotation is for 5 days. So you have completed your itinerary. And when you have inserted already and you do not want to insert anything else, you deactivate this insert icon by clicking again on this big plus icon. And please always click on save to save your records. And when you have this notice that it is saved successfully, you can go to the next tabs. But before going to the next tabs, just please save your records that you have entered. Before that, I would like to emphasize here this speak about this time column. You can here for each route you can add timing when the route starts, when it's AM, PM, and the format is like 9. This is 9 a.m. This field is very important when you have to. So I do not want to save this. Imagine you need to have several routes for the same day. For example, here for the first day we have Amman Airport and Amman overnight. But maybe I would like to have, for example, Amman visit. Here I will change the day to begin the first, and we'll, for example, in any route, this is just for a demonstration. So when you have it, the system will bring this second route that we added for the first day after the previous routes that we had for the first day. So the system by default will put it in the end of this day. But if you need to bring this route to be before previously added routes, you can add here the time. So you can tell the system that this is 9 a.m. and this is 2 p.m. So the system will change the order to have for you the right itinerary and the right order in your itinerary. Okay, so you can use this field when you need to change the order. By default, the system will put the will use the order how you added the route. So when you added it first, it will be first and then the second, third one. When you need to bring the third one to the top, then you can just add this fill this column. And here we have another option to recalculate, and we have three recalculate options. We can recalculate it. It means to bring the contracted rates here to recalculate only this line and only this record. We have here an option to recalculate all. It means to recalculate the whole program tab, this all like all together. When you recalculate, it will recalculate and will bring to contracted rate. But please be careful, if you have added something manually, then the system will not save it. It will bring the contracted rate when you click on recalculate. That's why just be careful. If you have something entered manually or changed, just do not uh, recalculate all. Here you remember that we had added airport transfer for airport transfer route guide service, but as I recalculated the whole tab, then this is not here because we do not have English guide by default for this route. And we have the third option for recalculate, this option that will recalculate the whole quotation, the including all the tabs. So when you have something entered manually in the hotels tab, do not recalculate the whole quotation. If you have something, it's better to recalculate by record. But if you want to recalculate the whole tab, you click here, recalculate all. But if you want to recalculate your whole quotation, you click on it. Here, as you remember, we have this plus icon to be able to insert new records. Here we can we when we want to edit something in this route, we click on edit, and then the field is active and we can edit and save. If you want to delete one record, for example this one, you click on this and delete. Okay. But if you want to delete the whole route, you just can check all the checkbox and just delete. Okay. And please remember to save every time you proceed with the next tab. Thank you.